join me today. Taking the time with the enthusiastic tutor. Okay, I think I'll just have to see if this will work. Get this off my face and okay, I'm just trying to see if maybe this is better. Okay, nah. I think I might just have to use this. Yep. Don't just like this idea of this blue thing on my face. Okay, let's just go ahead with today's class. So it's great to have you all join me today. Just with us. In our previous class, we spoke about the flow chart and we spoke about the basics of computer programming. Um, spoke about the basic of computer programming. Okay. Now we said something about the pseudo code. Talk about you just drafting out your intention and how you intend to structure your program, and we're able to understand that programs are instructions written by programmers to carry out specific tasks. All this we discussed in our last class. So very well then. So today we're talking about word processing. Word processing. Talking about how to start Word, how to exit Word, how to create blank documents. And the Word document is actually something we actually very common. That is very common, something computer users. Okay, Mr. Joseph, it's great to have you join us today. It's one thing we all are very acquainted with, especially if you know how to type on a computer. It's something you have heard of, something you must have been using. So it's going to be a very interesting class this evening. So I really want us to conclude this material today. So we started with something totally different in our next class, which I want us to start introduction to. I think that's philosophy of science. That's what I really want us to start, because that course is very interesting and it's something we should look into before exam starts. So with this being said, without further ado, let's just hop straight into it. So we are taking a course from the page we are treating tonight. This evening is from Module 4, Unit 1 of Module 4, and we have word processing. So tonight, this evening, we'll be learning how to use Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is now, I think the one I'm using on my phone now is 2020. I think it's okay. Let me just. I think it's the late. Okay, it's Windows 11 I'm using. Not okay. I think it's one of the latest Microsoft Word now that I'm using. It's Microsoft Word has grown. I mean, it has evolved from what we have as Word 2000. We have 2007, 2010, and we have the likes. So, but for the purpose of this tutorial, we'll be speaking of Word 2000. How to use it, Microsoft Word 2000, how to create a new blank document, how to exit the Word 2000 program, instructions, and all this will be talking about this evening. So we have as that. So we will be talking about the introduction. Now, word processing is the use of computers to create, revise, and save documents for printing and future retrieval. Just like as I said earlier on, word process is basically just, it has to do with creating documents, typing, creating documents, letters, whatever it is you have to do with document, it's word document, word and processing that has to, we call it Microsoft Word. It's a program that has a lot to do with documents, how to create, revise, and save documents for future retrieval and for printing as well. When you type in this in your word processing, what in your Microsoft Word, it's soft copy. If you want to make it an hard copy, then you have to print it out, and you can use it for further reasons, for further uses. So you enter information into the computer by using your keyboard. We're talking about the input devices, which keyboard happens to be one of them. As you type, your words are displayed on the monitor, which is your screen. The screen of your computer is called. We have the monitor, which displays it displays instruction you are giving the computer. So when you type, the instructions displays on the monitor or the screen, you know, and are stored in computer memory rather than on paper. So we have that as that, because typing information is a separate task from printing it. Word processor enable you to change information easily without retyping an entire document. For example, you can change margins and delete text, move paragraphs, correct spelling errors. All revisions are made within the computer and are then saved on a disk and printed. When you type, when you use the keyboard in typing and your computer takes the information in, it makes it easy for you to do anything you want. You can adjust, change the margins, the fonts, the style, the headings, you know, all this, the computer allows you to do it. And as soon as you are done with all the adjustments, it allows you to print. It allows you to print as well, and you can see it on the computer. Now we have starting Word. Now to use Word, you must load the program from the hard disk into the computer memory. Just that has to do with you. There's some system or computer that doesn't come with Microsoft Word. If yours doesn't come with Microsoft Word, you have to install. Some comes with it, some the program has is a follow come, while some does not. So what it just means here that for you to be able to use Word on your system, you have to first install it on your system. Then you you need to have Microsoft Windows 98, okay, 90, 95, 98 Millennium Editor Edition or NT. Okay, we have sorry for the interruption. That was a call. Timing was not right at all. So we have to start Word using now. After you have installed the Microsoft Word application on your system, you have them in their varieties. After you have installed it, then you have to for you to start using the Word application now. There's a button on your computer called the tax button. The tax button is actually, I think I should be able to show you that. Okay. Yep. So this is the button here. So when you click on this button, it brings out menu on your system. As you can see on my system, if I click on it, it goes away, and if I bring it back, then it comes like this. So it's just easy for me to come here. The moment I click on this box colon here, I believe we can see that. Then I type in I'll just use the word Word. The moment I type the word WORD, then it appears. As you can see, this is my Microsoft Word. It appears up. Then I'll just click on it, and it runs the app. But this is only possible because I have installed the application on my system. And you choose the program, from the menu. As I said, you choose the program you want to run, which is the Word. And the more you click on it, and it pops up, and it just goes straight into it. So that is there for that. So we have starting the Word document. So we have, before you begin, ensure that your computer is on and on what Word 2000 has correctly been installed. This is what I've said earlier on. Your computer is on, and the application is correctly installed. So we have click on the start button, then the programs pops up, and the menu, the sub menu, the Microsoft Observe the on-screen Office. I mean, it's a very simple process. Install the application on your system, use the menu button, then go and search for the word, and it pops up, and just go straight ahead and use it. Now, exiting from Word. Now, to exit from Word 2000 program, um, uh, to exit from the Word 2000 program, click on File, then click on Exit. Okay, I think I might just have to do that quickly. So let me get it all. So just go back to this. Okay, I think, yep. So I'm just gonna use this. Then I will use the, okay, click on the button. So I click on the button, then I Word. Okay, now I want to run the application. So I'm running the application. As you can see, it's loading. So as soon as it loads, it then pops up. Okay, it's kind of loading. Okay, yep. Okay, it's loading. It's just, I need a blank. I think I need a blank page, so I just do Control N. So Control N gives me a blank page. So this is what your Microsoft Word should look like when you want to run it for the very first time. So it was said in the material that okay, let me just quickly open the material. Okay, yep. So in the material here, it says click on, I believe we can see this clearly. So here in the material, it says click on File. Click on File. Let me underline that. So I've underlined that is the word click on File in green. So let's come to our Microsoft Word. So let me just type something. For example, these are the things I'm typing. Okay, now I have this typed on my system. So for me to exit, I'm done typing. I'll just come over here. As you can see, my cursor over the word file. And as you can see, I have, the moment I clicked on file, although this is not Microsoft 2007, this is a well advanced Microsoft, but as you can see, we have the option of close. Instead of exit, we have the option of close. So we'll just close, and just because I have not saved the file, it will definitely ask me to save the file. And as soon as I'm done saving the file and I don't want to save the file, I'll just click on don't save. Then as you can see, it has closed. But in the case of Word 2000 program, it says exit. I don't have Word 2000 program installed on my system. What I have is well advanced compared to Word 2000. But what we can see, we notice that we saw, I think I just have to go back to my screen. We noticed that we had the word close. So we have that as that. So okay, we're good. So let's just move on. So we are done with exiting. So we have create a new blank of document on the basis of entering text. Just like as while I was explaining to us how to exit, to create the new blank document, you must have installed, then you run the program. When you run the program, it automatically opens a fresh page for you. That is, if you have not been working on Microsoft Word on your computer before, if you are starting for the very first time, it automatically opens a very fresh page for you. And the moment it opens a very fresh page for you, you can begin typing. Microsoft Word has templates you can use if you have something in mind you want to do, maybe like a letter, like a report, whatever it is you want to do. It has templates. You can always go and use their templates and type whatever it is you want to type. So at startup, Word provide you with a unnamed document. You can begin typing in that document, open an exit document, or create a new one. Now, to create a new document, click on new blank document. Okay, now this is saying here, if you are starting for the first time on your system, it displays to you on the screen. You have the option of a new blank document and you have templates you can use. But starting for the very first time, just go for the new blank document. As you can see now, as soon as you have the new blank document, so you can we have on standard toolbar or press Ctrl N. Okay, now just like as I said earlier, if you are working on on your work document and you want a new blank document, for you to have a new blank document, just like what I did, there was a project I was doing before, while it loads up. So I had to do Ctrl N for a new blank document. The Ctrl N gives you a very fresh page, a new blank document. So that's how you create a new blank document if you are starting a new document different from the previous one you are doing. I believe this is well understood. So we have the text area. Now every document has a text area. As you type, characters are inserted in the text area at the insertion point. Now to place the insertion point, position the mouse pointer whenever it appears as a I beam. Now and click the mouse button. Alternatively, you may make use of keyboard combinations to move the cursor. Now the text area has to do with the I beam. Okay, the object that looks like the I beam. That is what wherever that thing is determines where your typing comes out from. So the I beam, if you want to move it around, it depends where you want to type, where you want something to pop out from. That's what the I beam. That's the work of the basically more of the cursor thing. You know, you can use your keyboard to definitely move it around. We have keys like we have keys looking like arrow facing up, down, left, and right. You can as well use that, and you can use your mouse to move the I beam around the way you want it. So we have using the enter key. Now in word processing, you must not press the enter key to each line of the text. When text does not fit into a line, it automatically flows to the beginning of the next line. This is called word wrap. So when a text does not fit, like if you are typing now, blah blah blah, you are typing, and you want to start, you understand, on another paragraph, on another line, you do not necessarily have to use the enter key, because definitely enter key is one key you use to start another paragraph. That is if you want to, but it's not necessary if you don't want to, because when you are typing and a word does not flow on a particular passage, on a particular line, it automatically moves to the next. That is what's called word wrap. However, you do use the enter key to end a short line, just like I said earlier on, create a new paragraph, create a blank line. Now the non-printing characters. Now Word can display a number of special symbols or on the screen that indicates each time you have word press, enter, spacebar, and tab, among others. Now these non-printing characters are especially useful when you are editing documents. To display these special symbols, click on show or hide button. Okay, non-printing character, we have, there are some character you use definitely that you don't display automatically on the screen. You have to go to the option where you have your home key, where you have your inserts, then you can use them. So we have okay, let me see, we have moved the mouse pointer over the first ribbon. Okay, just like as I said, you have to move your mouse pointer to the option. It's more of a ribbon just on the top of your blank page, and you can see them there, and you can insert as many as you want. So it says here, observe the screen tip, new blank document is displayed. Click on new blank, create a new. Okay, observe the insertion point. Okay, we have all that. Okay, we have all that. Okay, just like what I said, if you need to use this non-printing uh, non-printing characters, you have to go to the top of your blank page and use them, because they are always there. So we have that as that, and we may then move on. So we have the next thing we have here. We have okay, I think I need to quickly get this sorted out. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. So we have further word processing programs. So we have just before we go there, we've been able to talk about word processing program. It provides facilities to edit documents and define their layout and enable them to be reprinted. So we also have you know word processing is the use of computer to create, revise. Let's not forget, in case you come across questions like dash is used to that is the use of computers to create, revise, and save documents for printing and future retrieval. It's basically Word documents. So we have unit 1.1. We have further word processing program facilities. So we've spoken about some basic things about word process. So now we are talking about store type documents in computer. We have viewed the document on screen, correct mistakes, insert or delete words. All these things are actually very important because you'll be needing them for your exams. It's computer based test. So you need all this knowledge. You need the proper application of all this knowledge. So use the tab key, use some other facilities. Okay. Now in this particular image, we'll be talking about how you can use the tab key and how you can use some other cool stuff Microsoft Word. So we have the tab key. Now tab keys makes it easy to align text precisely. Tab key, I think I might need to show us that very quickly. So this is what the tab key looks like. This is the tab key. It helps align text precisely. So we have that as that. Pressing the tab key inserts to a tab character, moving the insertion point to the next tab stop. Now, tab stops are present at 1.27 increment. Let's not forget that tab stops are preset at 1.27 centimeters. Now, basically, unlike tab key, you just you can say it's like senior brother of spacebar. Spacebar gives just few distance space, but tab key gives like 4 to 5 times of the space or distance that spacebar gives. And we know spacebar is the longest key, longest button on the keyboard. So we have that after using the backspace key. Excuse me. By pressing the backspace key, you can delete the character or space immediately to the left or to the insertion point. The backspace key, just like what we have here. I think we have it on the system. Just let me show you guys. So we have it here. So this is the back. This is the backspace key over there. So you can use it to delete character or space immediately to the left or to the insertion point. So we have the autocomplete, which is autocomplete is type certain common words, dates or names. As you type certain words, dates and names, Word will suggest the complete word or phrase after you type the first letter. The feature is called autocomplete. Yeah, autocomplete is something that works a lot on system. Autocomplete, autocorrect. When suggestion appears, you can press enter or F3 to accept suggestion. When you type sometime on your computer makes suggestions for you. You can either choose to accept or reject them. It's actually a setting. It's not all computer that does that if the setting has not been done. And if you're not cool with the setting, you can always disable that. Like when you go to the exam or when you want to write your exams, they have all been disabled. If you make wrong spellings, your computer will not even draw red line. Usually your computer would, if a word is wrongly spelled, your computer will draw a red line. There will be a red line just on the base of the word as to signify that this is not correct. So, not like that. That disabled computers you'll be using to write your exam in the hall. They don't have that facility that's disabled. So we have that as that. So we have you use enter or F3 to accept the suggestions. So we have that to start. So we have the saving a file. Now before you save a document, it exists only in the computer memory. A temporary storage area for permanent storage. A document must be saved to some location such as the hard drive or the floppy disk. Now when you are typing, some computer like mine does autosave, but autosave has to be initiated before it can autosave itself. Because if I'm typing on my computer, for example, the very first time if I'm creating a new document, I have to initiate autosave. The moment I'm typing and I use Ctrl S, it asks me to name the file, and the moment I name the file, I save the very first thing I'm typing. The subsequent one I'm typing, it autosaves it itself because I've initiated the autosave. So saving a file now it's just very simple. It's just what you have to do is just use of Ctrl S, then ask you for the name, and you save it. Now save a document, you use either the file save as or the file save command. Okay, excuse me. So it's as easy as that. Save a document for the first time. Save a document with the file name. Okay, now when you use the Ctrl S to save your document, to ask you to keep the file in name, first have to find and then you save the document in a different location to ask you which location. But most time automatically it's just if you are typing it to suggest you save it in documents. Okay. So we are good. So we have naming document. When you save a file, your first time, your Word automatically assign a file name by using the first word of the document. When you save it for the first time, you definitely assign automatically file name by using the first word of the word of your document. You can accept the default name or change it sometime. File name should be descriptive so that you can remember the file content. A file name in a word can contain up to 255 characters. That's a lot. Spaces and other punctuations. A file cannot in any exactly as I was going to say that because you can't save your file with some certain characters like the asterisk, question mark, semicolon, greater than, less than, and this standing like I. So those are not going to work. They are going to be rejected. You can't save your file with such characters. For example, a file cannot be drive. This constraints is determined by the word. Okay, those are characters that your word will not accept you to save your file with. So we have that. Save the save as that dialog box. So we have the save as dialog box displays 5 folder on the left side of the dialog box. So history, my document, desktop, favorite, web folder. These folders make accessing previous documents, saving new document easy. Click folder directly. Now the open one to the folder, click on. Now dialog box is just it's like a provision, is a provision on your Microsoft Word that helps you arrange some certain features like document, desktop, favorite, and web. It's usually on the side, on the left hand side of when you click on file. Like just like the other time when I click on file, you will have noticed that on the left hand side there are a list of some things that popped out. Okay, Mr. Julius, just join us. We are almost concluding this class, but nevertheless, you are welcome. So we have closing a document. When you finished with a document, choose file. Just like as I said the other time, I showed us a practical example of when you are typing on your Microsoft Word. For you to close or exit the file, you have to take your cursor and place it on the top left hand side of your program, Microsoft Word. You see what we call file. The moment you click on it, it will bring out another interface. Another interface, when you scroll down, still on the same left hand side, you see what we call close. And if you are here to save that file, it will ask you to save the file before you close it. And if you have saved it, it will not ask you to do that anymore. It just closes the file automatically. So we have that as that. So we have a conclusion. Word processing has many advantages over the using of typewriter. That is certain. Here you have learned how to use some of the facilities of Microsoft Word 2000. Your knowledge will be useful in the next unit. So we have that as that. And in the next class, we'll be talking about word process. It's going to be a continuation of word process. And it's going to be a very interesting one because tonight's class we just have to go through the material holistically as we closed the class for the forthcoming class. So okay, just taking through this very quickly. Okay, I think we can just go through this very quickly before I call this a wrap. Okay, according to what we've been talking about, we are still continuing on the um, word process. So we have opening and editing a document. We have the file open command. We have editing the document. We have using overwrite mode, and we have all that. So now this is not actually one of the things. This is not in the thumbnail, but it's a very short one we can still quickly cover, and we know that we have done this. It has reduced what we are taking in the next class tonight. It's going to be a very long class, so I would love us to start as early as 8 o'clock so that we can finish in time. So we have opening and editing a document. Now, file open command places a copy of the file into the active document window. Now, the dialog box list of just let me just explain this in a layman term. You know, when you open a file, remember we call the dialog box is an option. It's a program that helps you display some certain options on your Microsoft Word. And the options we have things like file, history, document, favorites. Those are your dialog box. So now when you open the file, it's a program you have saved and you want to continue from where you stop. You can always go to your dialog box and locate the file there. Now open a list of files. Either click on the file name, you understand, or double click on the file itself. A copy of the file is replaced on an active window. Now to make recently used documents more accessible, Word also track documents that have been opened and place their names as choices at the bottom of the file menu. That's the rearrangement Microsoft Word makes. Now we have to edit now a document. Now by default, Word is insert mode. Word is in insert mode. As you type text to the right of the insertion point, it's pushed to the right. To insert text, place the insertion point where you want to add text and begin a type. Okay, basically this just has to do with moving your cursor around. Probably you've typed and you feel there's something that is missing that you want to add. Just for you to move your cursor to the point, double click and you can keep typing. So we have that as that. We have to place the insert. Okay, we are now using type mode. Okay, now Word gives you option of turning off insert mode and turning on over type mode. Instead of pushing text to the right as you type, insert mode replace text on each character at a time. Okay, now this is a comparison here. I think this is a insert mode. Now when you are typing, allows your text move to the, it keeps pushing your text to the right. But when you change, if you are not interested in such mode, you want to change now to the overtype. Overtype allows, as you are typing, for example, if you've typed I am going to school, now you now take your cursor on school. You remove the cursor from I am and you take it back to the end, which is school, and you begin to type. Instead of it to be moving right, what you are typing now, it looks like it's deleting I'm going to school. That is what the overtype mode does. Now you can turn the overtype mode by double clicking on the OVR on the status bar or by pressing insert key on the keyboard. So we have, if you accidentally turn on the overtype mode, you can double click on the OVR or press the insert. Now to use the overtype mode, you use OVR or you use insert key. So we have selecting text. Now before you can delete, move, copy or format text, you must select it. Before you can delete, copy or format text, you have to first select it. Now below details various techniques of selecting text. Now you can drag by using the cursor, you can select word and you can select a sentence. You can either use Control A when you want to copy everything on the document, or you can use Control A, you mark everything and use Control C to copy all. But if you just want to select specific words, you can just use uh, your sensors. If you're not using if you're not using a mouse, but you're using a mouse, use your mouse to move the cursor on the word and double tap, and that will be fine. And you can do whatever it is, whether you want to drag, delete, or replace the text. So you have that like that. So what is the clipboard? Now the clipboard, the Windows environment provides a temporary storage. The clipboard simply means a temporary storage that words are stored, for the meantime. But the thing with the clipboard is that whenever you switch off your system, everything you have there will definitely wipe off. Now, those time when you move a copy of text, you want to quickly, it's definitely going to the clipboard straight ahead because it's the short term storage for text and the likes. When you cut or copy text, selected text, it is placed on the clipboard. Pasting insert a copy of the clipboard content at the insertion point. Now, entries remain on the clipboard until you cut or copy another entry to it until you exit window. Now, if you have placed text or graphic on the clipboard and you exit Windows, clipboard content is erased. Exactly how it works. If you're using your Microsoft and you copy or cut contents and you forget to save, or probably save your work, whatever it is you've copied on the clipboard contents will definitely be erased. So we have the cutting and the pasting. Now, cutting and the pasting basically has to do with just moving your cursor, selecting your words, and doing the needful. So we have that as that. We have the editor is a program used to create text file or make changes for existing file. That's what the editor does. Basically, we have discussed about how to open and edit a document. Now, also in the position of select and delete, replace text. So thank you very much, guys. I think this brings us to the end of today's tutorial, and we'll be continuing by 8 p.m. So we're taking from copying a text, saving changes of documents, and formatting, and that's what we're taking off from. So thank you very much, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in class tonight. Bye bye.